Caloroga Shark Media.
Hi there, I'm Johnny Mac with 5 good news stories. Parents, if you listen with the children, the last 2 stories today are adults only. I'll warn you again when we get closer. Hey, good news. Dad lost his wallet decades ago. They found it in the Chain O Lakes. Carrie found a wallet and ID belonging to John. He was able to find his sons and get the wallet back to them. Brothers Jim and Dan remembered back in the 80s when they were kids, neighborhood dads were offering them $50 to find keys or glasses or wallets that had fallen in the water. Rarely did anyone find anything. Jim said everybody's lost something in the chain. You never expect to get it back. Every party, something ended in the water. You help dads look for a wedding ring or a necklace, but you never found anything. Well, there it was Carrie. She felt something under her foot. She said it was a super thin old wallet. It had shells growing on it. And it had one thing in it, a driver's license for John with an address and a 1991 expiration date. The next day, she posted it on Facebook for local boaters. Did anyone know this John? Does he still live at this address? Dan was at Chicago O'Hare Airport in Chicago. His phone started blowing up. People were like, hey, did you see this? And before he had to turn off his phone for the international flight, he got one message out to Carrie and said, hey, that ID is my dad. Now, Jim lives in Switzerland these days. He got a screenshot and a text from his brother showing him the ID. Jim was like, what? Turns out, back in the late 80s, they were on a boat. Dan said, I think I remember a time or multiple times Dad would jump in the water and go, oh crap, my wallet was in my pants. Dad passed away in 2020. Mom said, I wish he was still here. He would have been shocked. I miss him a lot. And something like this, it's like raising him from the dead. I'm happy he was found and being where it was. That's something. Archaeologists have unearthed the remains of what they believe to be a 4,000-year-old wizard/doctor in Egypt. The tomb featured a false door and is adorned with vibrant engravings and drawings. It was identified as belonging to Titty Nfu, a physician. The evidence suggests that Titty Nfu was no ordinary healer. The inscriptions within his well-preserved tomb have shed light on his life, revealing that he had a complete set of titles. He apparently also served as royal dentist and director of plant medicine. Scary story out of Paris. Smoke was coming out of an apartment window. Fire inside. 2 adults and 4 children were trapped. Fusenu never hesitated once he saw them, even though the only escape route was a narrow ledge 65 feet in the air. Fusenu works as a receptionist at a secondary school, stepped out on the ledge. Mom passed a baby, who then handed the baby to a friend inside the neighboring apartment away from the fire. That repeated 5 more times as people moved across the ledge before Fusenu himself climbed to safety. He explained, I went on instinct. It's the heart telling you, no, you have to go. Saving a life, even if it's just one person, but especially several people at the same time, is something magnificent. All right, I'm going to take the break here. Parents, if you're listening with the kids, stop. You're done for the day. You were dismissed. Everybody else, be back in a second. Okay, it's just adults only now, right? Okay? Just trying to tell you a fun story. Don't want to mess up anybody's family day. It's just a fun story. Good news. There's not a dead body in the canal. Well, John, what's going on? Fresno police and firefighters were summoned to a canal. There's a report of a person possibly deceased trapped against a grate. Oh no, this is terrible. Turned out it was a blow-up doll. We'll leave it at that. And the kids are gone, right? Because for 20 years, Dr. Perva has been answering letters from children and their parents. The dentist got what looked like a ransom note. Each jagged letter traced over for emphasis. The message said, I know it's you, Mom. A 4th grader named Caden was suspicious that the tooth fairy wasn't real, which of course the tooth fairy is real. But Caden was curious about the inconsistencies in the tooth fairy's behavior. Look, the tooth fairy's busy. After Caden lost his first tooth, he got $100. When he lost his next teeth, he got less money. Yeah, the tooth fairy isn't made out of money, Caden. Relax. The variations in donations raised questions in Caden's mind. So he wrote the letter. Well, the tooth fairy wrote back, Dear Caden, I'm writing to let you know that I received email notification of your baby tooth that was lost. How exciting. I'll stop by with a special surprise for your tooth. Remember, take very good care of your new teeth by brushing and flossing every night. Happy growing up. Remember Dr. Perva back in 2004? She made a new email address that included her nickname, the Tooth Fairy, to help organize her dental school applications. 3 years later, she got an email that said, Dear Tooth Fairy, for 2 nights in a row, you've skipped Callum's house. He'll be at school today. Do you think he can come while he's at school? That'd make him happy. She wrote back, "Hi, Callum's mom. I'm sorry to have missed Callum's tooth. I've been busy picking up teeth from all the other little children's homes. It's been a busy season for me. I'll be sure to stop by tonight." Since then, the doctor has gotten about 3 to 5 emails a day. And she responds to every single one of them. When she knows she won't be able to field her email, she has on an out of office, letting families know the tooth fairy will be there as soon as she can. And those are your 5 good news stories for today. Have a great day.